Hello, hello, hello. I turned this on and I want to make sure that my microphone is working. Yes, welcome. It is me, Danielle Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. Pluto is making a final stand in the sign Capricorn. And trust me, you don't want to miss the changes that are coming, things that we need to repeat because Pluto is also retrograding from transformative shifts in your life to global. I don't want to say upheavals, we'll say transformations. Okay. Even though I said transformative, regener, rege, reju, change. Okay. I got the astrology. I got the tarot. I got the predictions. I'm also going to teach. You're also going to learn. We're going to go into details. Okay. And it will keep you prepared and it will empower you through astrology and tarot. Let's decode the Pluto's last dance in Capricorn and what it means for you, what it means for the world and the collective. Okay. And get ready for some cosmic deep diving. Okay. Now, if you are new here, welcome. If you're not, do your due diligence and pay me. And how do you pay me? Not through finances, not through physical, tangible money. Actually, by that virtual button called subscribe, like. And also, if you really love this, you can tip me by writing a comment. You can say you like my hair. You can say you love astrology. I don't even think you can see my hair. I have locks. But yeah. Oh, shirt is by Line by K. But yeah, I want to just say before I get started about Pluto. Okay. And oh, I forgot. Let me do my intro. I always drink water when I do my intro, but I just want to say, personally, for Pluto, Pluto really means a lot to me. When I first learned astrology, I was so excited about the planet Pluto, and that is because my sun is in the 8th house, and we'll explain that a little bit later. But if you know what that means, it is associated with Pluto and Scorpio, and I have a moon in Scorpio. Okay. Not only is my sun in the 8th house, but my decan that the sun is in the sign Scorpio. I like deep, I like substance, and I went to school, grad school for psychology. My undergrad major was Africana Studies with the emphasis of psychology. So all that is very important. And of course, I know tarot. So all that. I want to talk about a quote real quick that relates to this video. And the book that I have here, The God of Change. Okay. And breaking down in this quote, there's a quote from this book, and I just shortened it, but this is word for word. Breaking down the breakthroughs, the transit of Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto challenge and disrupt our existing ego identity or our sense of self. That is also the ego, so that we can put ourselves back together again in a new way. The ego is easily defined as a part of the mind which has a sense of individuality. Ego is our sense of I, the feeling of me in here. Okay. And that is what we have with this book. It is a really great book if you want to know about Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto in more detail. And if you didn't know, those 3 planets are about disruption and change and transformation. So all of that upheaval energy happens with that. And it is by Howard Saspartas. I hope I did not butcher the name, but you saw the cover. Okay. Now, first of all, Pluto is going to retrograde back in the sign Capricorn. September 1st is the last day that it will go back. And that is when it will start, and it will stay there. And when it hits October 12th, it will stop retrograding, and then November 19th, it will re-enter into Aquarius. And boy, that's a doozy. We're in for a treat. We've already experienced it, so we know what we're in for. So yeah, that is what we have for the dates. I don't want to overwhelm you with the dates because Pluto is a very slow planet. It moves back and forth. But I do want you to understand that in this video, I am going to get detailed. In this video, this is something people will pay for. but I'm giving it to you for free. Okay. I am naturally a teacher. I think that Pluto, because it's one of my most amazing planets that I love studying and I love learning and love talking about it, I thought, here, this is my gift to you because this is a lesson that astrologers will learn. One, two, this is also something you just need to know if you care about deep, informative information. Also, this video is very it's a great gift to you because if you want to know what's going on in the world and why it's affecting us in a big way, I am going to go over horoscopes later. The bigger picture is the collective. Now, I know I talked about the ego and the I. We're going to bring that ego to the awareness of the collective. Okay. So that is what we have. Let me see if I have anything else for the introduction. No. So now we can get back in, not back, but start into Pluto. Okay. So first, I have some fancy designs here. So you won't be so bored. Okay. So let's talk about Pluto. First of all, Pluto is a slow orbiter. It's an outsider, right? It takes 408, it takes 440, no, it takes 248 years to complete one rotation around the sun through the whole zodiac. Pluto takes a long time to move through the zodiac sign. Each zodiac sign, it takes around 14 to 30 years. Okay. Pluto is the slowest moving planet. And so the entire generation will share the same sign. You know, when they say Generation X, Gen Z, that's Pluto. Okay. Now, in a natal chart, it affects an entire generation as well, because, you know, if you're doing a party, which I do zodiac parties every now and then, and when I do zodiac parties, everyone's around the same age. They got the same sign of Pluto. It's really about the house placement with Pluto. On a personal level, like I said, a house planet, the house where Pluto is residing and occupying in your chart really manifests a big part in your life. Personally, mine is in the 11th house of groups and friendships. A lot of lessons and understandings with that. Okay. Now I'm trying to, why is it not working? There we go. While I'm filming this, Mercury's retrograding. It's not retrograding, it's direct. Is it still retrograding currently? Let me see. Actually, because I'm so into the future, I sometimes don't know where I'm at currently. It's direct already. However, it's still post shadow phase. Okay. Anyway, but so there's some glitches here. So have some understanding. Now, on a personal level, I discussed that is about the house. Severe and permanent changes in civilization as a whole can be linked to Pluto's movement through the signs. And I'll explain that as I get more detailed. Now, Pluto symbolizes the end of a process. Uranus, as I was saying in that quote earlier, is the breakdown of the process and the reality structure of normal consciousness. Now, it breaks down the old and outworn entities into the component parts and then reassembles them into a new being. So it takes the old and brings the new. Pluto rules over drastic changes and brings some true upheavals, which I didn't want to say at the beginning, but you know, we're getting deep. So as we get deeper and deeper, you'll see more about Pluto. It's not sudden like Uranus, the upheaval. It grows and dies and decays, and it changes into something new over time. Pluto is the archetype. Archetype of Pluto is death and resurrection, regeneration, whether you desire it or not, out of the old and in with the new with Pluto. Okay. Pluto is also about cleansing and purification. That's why you see the Grim Reaper. You see, I have a tree there with branches because it's rebirthing, it's renewal, it's regeneration, it's evolution, it's rebirth, it's transformation, prolific destruction. Also, you have the phoenix there rising out of the ashes. You have the snake because the snake sheds its skin, right? It's about the epitome of change and relinquish all that stands in the way of progression, cleanse, purification, darkness before the rebirth, darkness before the dawn. Has extreme power force to go beyond the ego. again, that ego is always discussed with this. Okay. So I want you to understand how the ego plays a big part with Pluto, and also the ego plays a big part with leaders. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Represents the unconscious urge to transform repressed ego desire energy into group desire energies. So it's not about the self, it's about the collective. And that's why I said the horoscopes, sure, but it's really about the whole and collective and the society's evolution. Pluto also requires detachment. It makes me think of the card, the Tower card, and how you have to release. That's the Scorpio energy. Mars is the ruler of the Mars is the ruler of the Tower card in tarot, and Mars is also the traditional ruler of Scorpio. And you have that detachment that you need to have with Pluto. Behind the scenes, energy manipulating the process. Pluto is also about mystery and secrets. Hidden gifts get revealed. Terrorism, because the world doesn't want to deal with the pressing problems. Now, okay, I'll just leave it at that. Pluto is about global change. It's about a global scale, releases all that is concealed power of fundamental truths, can push deep into darker situations. And I'm talking about your frustrations, your angers. What do you envy? What are you jealous of? That's Pluto reacting there. Pluto is associated with recklessness, mental obsession, compulsion, emotional resistance, overall transcendence. Never a simple change, always massive energy. Again, for the people in the back, Pluto is never a simple change, always a massive energy. That's why this video is so important. That's why you understanding Pluto retrograding, not just ingressing. Ingressing means changing a sign, but it's retrograding and it's ingressing into the sign Capricorn. So it's double hitter. Also an overnight success kind of energy. So there could be this slow movement kind of thing, but then there's also this instant power. Speaking of power, Pluto is about balancing power. Pluto represents sexuality, not pursuing someone like Mars, but the actual act itself. And yeah, obsession, desires, repress what is hidden. I said that earlier because if you repress something and Pluto is going to release it, organized crime, hoodlum, corruption, obsession. I've said that several times because I want you to understand. It's about change, power struggles, issues with control. Devil and Lucifer is also within Pluto. So when you get the Scorpio energy involved, you get those things added. Prostitutes, because they are hidden, and also their sexuality. Pluto also represents rats. The ingredients of great wealth. So we have investments, banking, loans, debts, taxes, your mortgages. That's power and money. That is Pluto, okay? Pluto is also about the taboo and what is hidden and what is trash, okay? What is hidden? The skeletons in the closet. That is Pluto, okay? If we fear Pluto's energy, which is also the dark side, the taboo side, then destruction comes as a byproduct of the process. Okay. If you try to avoid the secrets, if you try to keep the skeletons in a closet, then Pluto is going to cause some disruption. Okay. And now it's not a malefic planet, meaning that it's not just all dooms and glooms. It's not like Mars and Saturn. No. And a lot of people think that because Pluto also comes and it purifies, it cleanses. It is the god of the underworld. And when you go under in the underworld, there is darkness, but at the end of the darkness is a bright tunnel of light. Okay. So because it's not a malefic, it's going to reveal the corruption. It's going to provide some healing, some psychology through healing, right? It also gives you wealth. You could be seeking a therapist during Pluto involvement. It's also related to unresolved mysteries and secrets. It reveals the secrets. There's also a rebirth. Um, Also, Pluto is intimacy, sex, shadow, the underworld, purging, power, associated with Scorpio 8th house. And I mentioned earlier the snakes and Phoenix. Also, an ego, because not the ego, an eagle. Okay, the animal eagle. I forgot to put that in my graphic, but I just want you to understand the power of Pluto and what it represents alone. Okay, so that is what we have for Pluto. So now you understand the planet and what it is here for and why it's so powerful. Now let's talk about Pluto retrograding. Okay, Pluto retrogrades a lot because Pluto is so deep and it's about transformation, that of course, why wouldn't it retrograde a lot? It retrogrades about 5 to 6 months a year, and you need that because you need that purification, you need to redo, and you need to relearn. Yes, so Pluto's role is about transformation and power dynamics and being deep into psychological processing. And if it retrogrades, you get this intense energy and you get the society shifting and revealing secrets. Revealing also is more of a retrograde word, right? RE, veil. Okay. All the RE words, first of all. Now, speaking of the retrogrades, I want to say that Pluto has a long term influence, gradually encouraging deep introspection, revisiting unresolved issues, and forcing personal and collective transformation. So we need the RE word for retrograde, right? We need repeat, remember, redo, revisit, renew, revise, reflect, rebuild, remember. I said remember already, but release, reassess. All of the RE words. Now, while Pluto is retrograding in a sign, while Pluto is retrograding alone, without the sign, right? There could be introspection and inner transformation. There is revisiting past power struggles. And also, according to what house it lands in your chart. Oh, I forgot to say that I am going to discuss how this will affect Kamala and Donald Trump. And we'll get into that a little bit later in the video, but also how it will be affecting you. But there's release, regeneration, there's karmic and deep psychological work, transformation of structures and systems, with that retrograde happening in the sign Capricorn, especially. And now, when we have Pluto happening at 0 degrees, so that is it retrograding. A lot of internal work, a lot of redoing, a lot of repeating. Anytime a planet is retrograding, what is the lesson? You got to redo the lesson. You got to repeat the steps, and it's not working in this great way, even though Pluto is retrograding half the time a year. But we need to reassess. It's more about getting the internal and digging deep and getting to the roots of the problems and throwing out the trash. Literally is what Pluto retrograding will mean. Now, Pluto is going to be currently, as I'm filming this, it is at 0 degrees and retrograding in a sign Aquarius. Now, I want to discuss the degrees. So I'm going to discuss 0 degrees and I'll discuss 29 degrees in Capricorn. But right now, currently, Pluto is in a sign Aquarius. So you guys get a really special lesson and really get the understanding of Pluto in both signs. I'm going to discuss Aquarius and I'm going to discuss Pluto in Capricorn. But first, let me talk about the degrees. So 0 degrees is a very important degree. It's a crucial degree. 0, 15, 29. Those are crucial degrees for astrology. Now, everything in God's universe is connected, right? Even the smallest detail. So you have the solar system, the universe, the galaxy, down to the small atom. So this is the same. So the degrees, even the degrees are so potent and so important in relation to the planet and the zodiac sign and the house. Okay. So now, 0 degrees. 0 degrees is about initiation and new beginnings and intensity, pure intense expression within that zodiac sign. Pluto is currently in the sign Aquarius. So there's intensity with the sign Aquarius. You know, I'm looking at this shirt. I'm distracted here. Maybe I should lower it because I don't like the shirt is actually supposed to be like this. But you know, I got a Mars in Gemini, so there's a lot of movement. But yeah, okay, we'll keep it. We'll do it like this, okay? Can you guys get the full details of the shirt? I realize I need to wear my clothes. I don't wear my clothes. I'll pull the tags off of this. That's a shame. We'll get into that a little bit later because that relates to this Pluto. Anyway, for me, if you're a Sagittarius rising, stay tuned for that. Now, pure intense expression of the sign we're in the sign Aquarius. I will explain Aquarius for you. Turning points and thresholds, because 0 degrees is a threshold or a gateway that marks a transition from one sign to another. It's a crucial degree that often signifies a turning point or a shift in focus of energy and dynamics. Okay. Yeah. What else do we have? The symbol of potential and uncertainty. Being that it's the very start, 0 degrees, It can also indicate a potential that is yet to be developed or uncertainty about how the energy will unfold. What does the future have in store for us? Pluto will expose the shadow side of any sign it's in, and it's going to expose the shadow side, already has somewhat, of Aquarius. Now, Pluto first entered Aquarius January, is this right? 2008? No, this cannot be right. Let me see. Do I have my notes correct? Pluto entered Aquarius. Hold on one second. Let me look. I think my notes are wrong right there because Pluto's retrograding while I wrote these notes. But Pluto entered Capricorn, I think, in 2008. But Pluto first entered Aquarius 2023 of March. Okay. So, yes, that is what we have. Now, last time it was in the sign Aquarius, December 1st, 1778. Okay. Now, I have some dates here. Let me see if I can. So, yes, it first entered Capricorn in 2008, right? And remember, it's very slow. So, it dips in and out of the sign until it officially goes into the sign. So, of June of 2008, it went back to Sagittarius, and then November went back to Capricorn. This is in 2008. And then that's where it's, re-enter Capricorn, stayed into Capricorn all the way until 2023. Then it re-entered back into, did I say Capricorn? Aquarius. That's when it went into Aquarius in 2023. Then it went back into Capricorn because remember, it's very slow, June 2023. Then back into Aquarius, January 22nd of 2024. I had a video on that. I actually have a video on all of the ingresses in my New Year's video. So if you want more, I also have a podcast episode just alone. The podcast will be linked down below. I stopped doing the podcast episodes separated. I used to do just podcast episodes. So I do have some that are just different from my YouTube videos, just so you know. But now I'm just giving my focus on YouTube, just so you know. Even my social media, I took that out. It's just YouTube for me. Okay. Now, September 3rd, is that September 1st? To September 1st. Now we got Capricorn for the last time now we got Pluto dipping into Capricorn the last time, and it will stay back. It will go back on the 19th to Aquarius, November 19th, 2024 to Aquarius. And it will stay there all the way until 2043. And that's when it will go into Pisces, dip back into Aquarius, and back into Pisces. Okay. Just so you know, I hope I didn't confuse you with the dates, but whatever. Now, let's talk about Aquarius energy, shall we? Let's get in Aquarius, transformation of valuation of freedom. Aquarius wants is independence, individual possibilities of development for a human being. Aquarius is very amazing energy. It is the last air sign of the Zodiac, okay? And so that makes it extra, extra special. Not that all my air signs are not special, but Aquarius has got that extra energy because it's about intellectual superiority. And the air is all about intellect. And the air also deals with processing of ideas, knowledge, and communication. Because it's the last air sign, which embodies the final phase of dealing with ideas. It's the collective mind, and it likes to share with people. It's also a fixed sign. Fixed meaning that it's stubborn and doesn't want to move, and it's steady, unwavering, and determined to stay true to the end. Obsessed with single-minded ideas and inflexible because it is a fixed sign, right? It's the trailblazer of the Zodiac sign. It's inventive, it's original, it's unconventional, it's radical, it's rebellious. And also, I want to say that it's emotionally undetached. It's aloof, okay? Be aware of that when Pluto is in a sign Aquarius, when things are getting done, especially if you got grandkids who are born with Pluto in a sign Aquarius, get ready for that kind of energy. But also the humanitarian, philanthropic, keenly interested in making the world a better place, visionary spirit, social institutions and how they work and how they don't work, peace at any price. I think Aquarius energy is very out of the box. Aquarius energy wants to make the world a better place. It could bring some confusion because you have the anti government energy. Pluto. Aquarius also represents Senate, senators, House of Representatives, and Congress. There's going to be a lot of focus, if not already, on that. Aquarius also represents socialism. So Pluto, and currently as I'm filming this, is in a sign Aquarius, and the date that I'm filming this is August 29th. Okay, and in the sign Aquarius, we are starting to see people with socialism and communist flags. It's very interesting. Pluto's also representing space and astronauts, electricity and electronics, airplanes, problems with airplanes, right? Pluto is going to get the deep and dirty. We'll get into that as we visit some of the things that have been happening currently with Pluto in the sign Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius also represents astrology, communication, so telephones, our cell phones, texting, navigation, our groups and friends, networks, and organizations. So you got the Democrats and the Republicans, you got the Bloods and the Crips. These are groups. A group could be, and we'll get into the Pluto side of it, but a group can also be a group or a society. I don't want to say religion, but if a religion had a group, that would be an Aquarius, right? It's representing the future, science, social media. Okay, so let's talk about some key themes in the sign of key themes with Pluto in the sign Aquarius. So no longer are we just discussing Aquarius generally. We are talking about Pluto and its relation to Aquarius. And you will have a breakdown, okay, of outdated systems, outdated structures of power that ultimately are unjust and don't serve the collective, don't serve the people. Power to the people, majorly with Aquarius energy. Now, Alex Jones talked a lot about humans turning into AI. I don't know if you're into Alex Jones or know who he is, but that is very Pluto and Aquarius. Political triggers may hit more forcefully, especially when we're discussing the Congress and the representatives, because Pluto wants the power, is obsessed with power, okay, and money. Are our representatives getting a lot of money with that Pluto and Aquarius? That would be more drawn out. And guess what? It will be revealed too, okay? Now, LBGTQ rights. A lot of discussion with that, because if you didn't know, Aquarius can represent the sexuality and being different and being out of the box with your sexuality. Pluto and Aquarius is going to have an erratic life too, okay? Social unrest, power struggles in groups, humanitarian crises, resistance to change, because Aquarius is fixed. So you got a lot of resistance, but there's revolutionary energy. Okay. It's going to transform social media platforms. We had them before. And if you notice, once Pluto went into Aquarius, now there is a change. It's going to integrate AI. I'm sure that's when AI got big. Not saying that's when AI started, but that's when it got huge and people really started to use it. And it was innovation, socialism and communism, ethical and private concerns. Pluto and Aquarius will likely bring the forefront issues related to privacy, data ownership, and the ethical use of AI, the ethical use of social media, the ethical use of the internet. Okay. Protests and social media, social movements. We'll get into that a little bit. Government and institutions might face unprecedented challenges from movements. We'll get into that. Okay. AI driven social movements can happen too. Curious to see how that goes. I don't think we experienced that yet. But space exploration and innovation. Did we go to the moon or did we not? Okay. Airplanes and aviation. We already know about the whistleblower. We already know about the problems with flying. If you have fear in flying, Pluto in Aquarius is going to make that fear even worse. Okay. Pluto in Aquarius and flying is going to change the way we fly, the problems, the airports. All of these things all of a sudden started to happen when Pluto went to a sign Aquarius. Now, I remember looking at a social media post and it was a long line for a flight cancellations, the door flying off of the airplane, the whistleblower, and what's the he was trying to report something about the airplanes, how people are working with the luggage with the airplanes. Have you noticed that? I don't know if you guys are noticing that. The dark side of AI and social media, the future in electronics, breakthroughs through computers, robotics. Did you see that Elon Musk is trying to make a robot? And it's like $20,000. That's the price of an affordable car. Affordable, okay? Secrets and hidden transformations. Pluto is known for the hidden secrets and bringing it to a light and transformation. So that's going to happen with technology. That's going to happen with government. That's going to happen with, well, that's more Capricorn, but that's going to happen with Aquarius. Is the representative in Congress and Senate. Now, surveillance, technology and surveillance. Let's see how that happens. And information control, because you're dealing with that internet. Okay. What happens? Power struggles over and information control, censorship, and battle for digital freedom. What else do we have? Surveillance. I already said that. The role of AI. I already said that. Yeah. Transformation in social structures. Now, I haven't discussed this because Aquarius is all about socializing. And then what is going to change for as a group, for as a friendship, for as a dynamic of a team? Because Aquarius could represent a team. That's going to change. Or maybe there will be a group uprising. Or maybe we will get into the mafia. The Mexican mafia, that could be like a group that we will be getting into, especially terrorist groups, changing that. Okay. Yeah. Oh, changing the social structure. You're talking about groups and rules and social networks, and that could be uplifted. So like, what is a group? I'm just going to say Democrats. Okay, Democrats and Republicans. What is the dark secrets of these groups? That will be coming up. Power of the collective will be happening. Grassroots things, and scientific advancements. The good, bad, the ugly. Also, advancements will be happening. Challenges to freedom and individuality. Aquarius values freedom and individuality. And now there's going to be power against you being an individual. Again, that makes me think of my book, my new favorite book that I just read last week, The Brave New World. It talks about everyone being the same and not being an individual and having no privacy. And that's so fitting for Pluto in the sign Aquarius. Now, what else do we have here? Let me see my notes here. So Pluto is going to be in that sign Aquarius, I said, all the way until 2043. So that's about 2 decades of this energy, right? And you need to embrace change. You need to be flexible. You need to be innovative. You need to be collaborating. And the groups, if the group fails, if you're in love with being a Democrat, if you're in love with being a Republican, release that. Okay. Stay true to your ideals and your values. Okay. That is what we have with Pluto in the sign Aquarius. But I think next, let me see. I'm scrolling all the way up to my notes because I like to reduce them. And I talked about the 0 degrees. Okay. Now, let's talk about the current issues with Pluto and Aquarius. Currently, right now, because I'm filming this August 29th, and I just want to tell you with Pluto and Aquarius, before we get into Capricorn, I'm going to get into it, patience. But historically first, okay? The last time Pluto entered or journeyed into the sign Aquarius was 1777 to 1798. The world's balance of power massively shifted. For those 2 decades, you had the American Revolution, you had the French Revolution, and you had the Industrial Revolution. Okay. The monarchy was toppled in France as well. Now, currently, let's talk about some current things with this Pluto in a sign Aquarius. We have the capsizing of Silicon Valley, the bank, just weeks before, right when Pluto entered Aquarius. Colleges protesting, huge thing, right? Mark Zuckerberg, he just recently wrote a letter about social media and the secrets of it. I didn't read the details of the letter, but I've heard the new snippets of it. And of course, he's representing social media, Facebook, and how they want to tell things or have him control things. You get the gist of it. If you haven't followed this, I'm not pulling up a link. If I had time, I would do that. Maybe I'll do that on my weekly video. I said Mark the Telegram guy, the guy who owns Telegram, another social media. He had an interview with Chris Tucker during the Pluto in a sign Aquarius. I mean, when I was just listening to his interview, now that I listened to, I was like, he is an Aquarius. He talked about, this is just him personally, but I'll talk about how this relates to Pluto and Aquarius. He talked about the freedom of not owning a home because he needs to be free, the importance of communication, and he does things very out of the box. He doesn't have an HR department. He's the only one in charge at the top. Very Aquarius energy. I love watching interviews and as an astrologer, narrowing down their sun sign or their strong placements. Anyway, but the owner of that, he just got arrested. Okay, that is Pluto in Aquarius. They are trying to control him and take his power away. And he even explained in that interview how the government, because we're getting into that Capricorn energy, and it starts to, you know, blend a little bit, okay? How the government wants to have control of the social media. Government meaning Capricorn, okay? Now, TikTok censorship, that is Pluto in a sign Aquarius. Elon Musk, I said him making robots. ChatGPT, kids are using it. It's being used as learning. Technology is being used more than ever with learning. That is Pluto in Aquarius. Again, questioning the science. Questioning the science. I'm going to say that over and over again so you guys can understand the importance of that. And that's also in one of my favorite books, The Brave New World. Okay. But they talked about science in that book and how they want to control it. And Pluto in Aquarius is going to make it be more controlled than ever. And also not just questioning science, but did we land on the moon? That will probably be looked up a little bit more as we stay in this energy, not stay in, but go into this energy of Pluto and Aquarius, but staying in a lot longer for us to really get deep into the darkness. Okay. But technology as a whole, since we've been in the sign Pluto and Aquarius, what technology advancements have you guys discovered besides ChatGPT and besides the airplanes? I just, because I love technology and I love seeing new things advance in technology. At the same time, I own a Tesla, but I have a Thomas guide in the trunk of my car. I just want you to understand. I love my bread machine and my Instapot, but I have a pot for braising, slow cooking, and I know how to make every loaf from scratch. So, and then I even have like a hand mixer. It's just crazy. That's very old fashioned. So I have this duality here, very Mars and Gemini. But yes, but let me know, what technology are you really into? I do see a lot of live streaming and a lot of being on YouTube bigger than ever, and social media bigger than ever, and it really advancing at the same time, controlling it. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so but let's talk about 29 degrees. Okay. 29 degrees, because what's going to happen is that Pluto is it's in 0 degrees right now, and it's going to revert because it's retrograding. So it's going to be pushing back into 29 degrees. Okay. And in the sign Capricorn. So Pluto will be at 29 degrees in a sign Capricorn, is retrograding. Remember, I told you earlier that 29 degrees is one of the critical degrees. Okay. And when you have 29 degrees, there's intensity, there's urgency, there's a transition, there is a change. Also mastering the completion. It can indicate a moment of being final, and it is going to be final. So when Mercury has this last dip in Capricorn, there will be some closure happening for us. Okay. Also, it could signify a karmic significance. Karmic implications, representing a final step into a particular cycle of growth and challenge. Okay. A crucial turning point in one's personal or spiritual journey or the collective. Okay. Potential for crisis or decision making. Get ready for this 29 degrees. Intense transformation when you have Pluto in 29 degrees. Okay. And karmic and fated events. Urgency to transform. Power struggles and control issues, because you have that Pluto, right? Power and control, and potentially leading to internal or external control. Who's going to be controlling us? Well, Capricorn will be. Preparation for the new cycle. The 29th degree marks the end of the cycle in Capricorn, and it's going to indicate the brink of a new phase in that Aquarius. And that's when you see it blending together, or you need to learn that Capricorn energy to evolve into the Aquarius energy. Okay. So that is what we have for the degree of 29 degree. Now, Pluto, again, I told you, will stop retrograding at 29 degrees October 12th. Things will start to clear up a little bit, but Pluto in that sign is still going to be in that sign, baby. Okay. And then it will re enter back into Aquarius on the 19th of November. So let's talk about Pluto entering Capricorn. Okay. And remember, I told you it first entered Capricorn 2008. We were used to this. We've been used to this. It was in and out, but stayed and left on 2023. I don't even know why I'm saying the dates. I keep messing them up. Forgive me with the details of it. I hope you comprehend it. If you don't, I will put the dates down below. Let me know if I'm confusing you with the dates. But it first entered Capricorn in 2008. Okay. And now this is its last re-enter in the sign Capricorn. Okay. It's been almost about 16 years. Okay. Now, and next time it enters Capricorn will be 2254. Okay. If you're here, God bless your soul. I don't know what the science will happen here, but I don't want to be here. Well, not in this body, maybe in another form. Okay. So yeah, we have that. Now let's talk about the energy of Capricorn, shall we? Now, Capricorn is a cardinal sign. It's an earth sign. It's representing stability, long-term resources, starting something new is what a cardinal sign will do. And with the earth aspect, it wants some tangible results. Capricorn also rules government and authority. It has links to the law, the military. It represents cold. That's why I have the snow there. Abandoned places like cemeteries and basements. It represents father of time. It also represents time and clocks, things that die, not rebirth, dying. Okay, old achievements, ambitions, and authority, structure and organization, institutional resilience, long-term planning, and legacy. Legacy. Remember, I said that. Okay, global goals, because it is about the goals. Capricorn's also about the goals. Global hierarchies, power dynamics, global order, accountability, infrastructure and development, tradition and conservatism. Tradition. So let's see how all these people who are about tradition, the power of tradition, I would think that Republican Party is going to be affected with this Pluto in Capricorn and maybe giving them more power, not just giving them less. Let's see how that works out. Boundaries and limitation also is what Capricorn will give us: leadership, leaders, economic systems and stability, maturity and wisdom, the elders, personal responsibility, laws and norms. Capricorn rules the kings, the queens, the presidents, prime ministers, corporations, businesses, huge businesses, okay, not small ones, big banks. Depression is very pessimistic, Capricorn energy, okay? Also, because we're dealing with Earth, we're going to be talking about farms. If that comes up, during Pluto in Capricorn, how people were trying to take over the farms, that could be coming up. Frozen places, I like the snow. I said government, right? Because it represents government officials, politics, politicians. So Aquarius had the Congress and the senators and the representatives, and Capricorn is like, what about the big structure of government? What about politics and politicians, property owners and property limitations, mountains? Hence why I had that picture of the mountain there with Capricorn. Night workers, night workers. Okay, anything old institutions, even if we're talking about like an old church. Okay, time and timekeepers, fulfillment of duties and general understanding of destiny. This is a cardinal sign. It is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is associated with systematization, the structure, status quo, the old guard, old goal. Law and punishment. Capricorn is also deeply connected to responsibility, often tied to the concept of time. that I want to express time, long running time. Okay. Now, when you have Pluto in a sign of Capricorn, which we are entering on the first, the energies of both Capricorn and Pluto, they're both very strong. For the people in the back again, they're both very strong. If we were at the church, we'd like, tell them, repeat it. Tell your neighbor. They both are very strong. They're both very determined. Neither energy will stop until it achieves its goal. Okay, so that's why we're revisiting this, because it's like, did we achieve the goal? So when Pluto is in Capricorn, we're definitely going to expect major changes in global policy, institutions, everything that I discussed. Father Time, the mountains will be moved. If you thought it couldn't be moved, we have a goal to move it. Okay, deep reaching transformation in social order, in hierarchies, in laws. Replay our professional businesses, okay, and political matters from time before. Let's do a redo, okay? Death also could be happening, a death of a father, or a death of a father figure, a death of a mentor, a death of someone dying who's an elder. Do you respect that leader? That could be changing. Okay, Pluto and Capricorn is like, they don't have the power no more. I'm shifting the way I think about this leader or president. Okay. Leader's legacy might change with this placement too. Transformation of government and authority, transformation of power and power structures, exposure of corruption and abuse of power, a revelation of power dynamics. Okay. Pluto's influence often brings hidden dynamics to the surface, exposing corruption, abuse of power, the darkest aspects of authority, government, people in uniform, military, police, government institutions, scandals involving law enforcement, military misconduct, and government corruption is going to be brought to the light. Capricorn has brought to the light hidden corruptions, abuse of power. You're talking about the governments, you're talking about corporations, institutions, okay, scandals, whistleblowers, demand for justice and reform. Capricorn is a link to authority figures. So again, presidents, leaders, okay. There is a rebirth with this also, because we're dealing with that Pluto. So a transformation or a death, or maybe a rebirth of a leader. I want to be very clear. That could be happening. Okay. Political upheavals, shifts in global power dynamics, and challenge to traditional authority. Challenges to traditional authority. I cannot repeat the words corruption and political power abuse, and taking that old system and transforming it to a newer system. Okay. Restrictions of corporations and economics. Capricorn represents the economy too, and businesses and material foundations of society. So, economic crisis, as shifts in the global economy, and a restructuring of a financial system. New economics, models of cryptocurrency. That is that Capricorn tiptoeing with the energy of Aquarius, okay? And challenge traditional finances in a financial system, corporate power and their influence. Large corporations have undergo intense scrutiny with Pluto in a sign Aquarius, no, Capricorn. How corporations wield power in economic politics and society, often influencing legislation, public policy, and global markets. Transformation in traditional values and institutions. What is a traditional institution? Marriage could be a traditional institution, okay? Family structures, the institution of a family, institution of a religion, a religious organization. That could be in a change for a transformation. Global power shifts and new alliances. Significant shifts in global power dynamics with old alliances could break down and new ones. So, like an old empire, gone. Emerging powers and regions begin to assert their influences on the world stage. I'm going to give you guys real examples of all these things that have happened. Let me just keep explaining Pluto in a sign Capricorn. The rise of China as a global superpower shifts into the European Union, and the changing role of the United States all indicate all these deep geopolitical shifts. The fall of institutions. I'm saying this in all the different ways, but I just want you to understand, right? Rebuilding with integrity, a push toward creating more resilient and transparent systems, a focus on sustainable, ethical leadership, and long term consequences of actions, personal responsibility, and personal growth. Okay. On a personal level, Pluto and Capricorn encourage individuals to take responsibility of their lives, of their ambitions, of their long term goals. Individuals are called to confront what are your limitations? What is your fear? Because Capricorn also is in charge of the fears and the structures in their lives that need to transform. Now, challenges related to your career, your sense of authority, your personal goals, all that is going to be evaluated with Pluto going into the sign Capricorn, stepping into your power, taking control of your life, building a solid foundation, building that mountain for yourself for the future, confronting legacy and tradition. If someone who has power and they have this legacy, it's going to be very interesting how this plays out. It makes me think of the legacy of Israel. I'm just putting it out there. It may have a legacy or may has a tradition that it may be called out. I don't know. That wasn't in my notes. Okay. Capricorn is also associated with tradition and legacy in the past. Need to confront the transform, outdated, or harmful practices. So, did we used to fight a war in one way? Do we need to fight it another way? That could be a thing. Evaluation of cultural, familiar, and society traditions, long held beliefs and practices, globalization and corporate responsibility. Pluto in the sign Capricorn, question Amazon and their work ethics. Okay. This includes globalization such as exploitation of labor. That's why I brought up Amazon. Environmental degradation, the impact of corporate decisions in developing economies. Okay. I heard several podcasts. I also had a book on Amazon and a work ethics as a corporation for their employees. Okay. Ethical, sustainable, and social responsibility, legacy, and the passage of time. Capricorn is associated again with tradition, legacy, and time. So, again, long term effects, long term generations, future generations. Okay. Through responsibility of governance and business practices and personal achievements. So far, everything in Pluto and Capricorn. I'm going to break it down historically. I'm going to tell you what happened once it hit 0 degrees, which is that potent degree. And then you get to see what else follows. But what started initially once it hit in 2000, 0 degree in 2008, overall 2008, we had the economic crash. Occupy Wall. Did I say that right? Occupy Wall Street. Okay. The Arab Spring, WikiLeaks. Okay, Edward Snowden, we had Brexit and the 2016 election. Now, the government around the world has been trending toward corruption and authoritarianism. I can't say it. Just being an authority. Okay. There's a lot of words that I can't say. And I just want you to understand that I am human. I am not perfect. And I never went to speech therapy. So I just changed the words. Just FYI. Okay. Now, let's talk about the 0 degrees in 2008. 2008. Okay. We had the Lehman Brothers went bankrupt following the supreme mortgage crisis. Financial institutions worldwide suffered severe damages, reaching a climax with the bankruptcy of the Lehman Brothers on September 15th, 2008. The housing crisis happened. Stock markets around the world plunged amid growing fears of the U.S. Great Recession. Remember, Capricorn represents depression. Okay. So the Great Depression could be happening with Mercury and Pluto in a sign Capricorn. It was the most severe worldwide economic crisis since the Great Depression, and that happened in 2007. And 2008 made it wake up. Okay. That was January 21st, 2008. February 18th, 2008, we had WikiLeaks release allegations of illegal activities carried by Cayman Islands, a branch of Swiss banking corporation. Okay. They were doing some shadiness that came about in February 18th in 2008. May 28th, the legislator parliament of Nepal votes overwhelmingly in favor of abolishing the country's 240-year-old monarchy, taking something old-fashioned and changing it. And that happened in 2008. Also, April 2008, Tibetan unrest demonstrates over the Chinese government's treatment and persecutions of the I don't know if I'm saying it right, Tibetans. I hope I'm saying it right. I do remember that in the news. Okay, they were like the government's being shady. Now, Barack Obama becomes the first African American president of the United States, and that is politicians, okay? And that happened in 2008. Now, in December of 2008, the Channel of Island of Sark, a British Crown dependency, holds its first democratic elections. First, under a new constitutional arrangement, becoming the last European territory to abolish federalism. Take out the old, bring in the new. That is what we had. Now, December 11th, we're still in 2008. Bernard Madoff is arrested for security fraud after he was turned in by his sons. A father turned in to jail by his sons of corruptions for operating with the largest Ponzi scheme in history, known as the Madoff investment scandal. We still in 2008, okay? This is 0 degrees, okay? December 27th in 2008. I just put this tidbit in here, okay? Israel invades Gaza Strip. They've been doing it for a long time. It responds to rockets being fired into Israel territory by Hamas, and due to weapons being smuggled into the area. You guys, I did not know about Israel until recent, and that is being brought to the light. I'm going to do a whole video on that, and it will probably be for my members only, because I want to have freedom to speak. And I am not against the Jews or not for the Jews. I am not Jewish. I am going to put it all out there, both sides, okay? Hamas, I don't know if you're for Hamas, but I don't see how can someone for Gaza, okay? I'll say for Gaza or for the Palestinians and for Jewish people. I want to put all the information out there so you can bring to your own decision on how you want to do things, okay? So just so you know, and I apologize, but I really am not sorry if you took offense that I am not taking a stance on that. I said what I said. I just want everyone to be, I believe that media needs to be informed equally on both sides without a biased opinion. And I try to do my best in that so you can make your own informative decision. Also, we had Osama bin Laden. He was killed in 2008. And again, a leader, okay, a leader of authority, a mentor of some sort. And terrorism, if you consider Osama bin Laden a terrorist, I don't know much about it, okay? That is my ignorance, but Pluto is going to bring the terrorists, corruption, and leaders, okay? Now, that happened all in 2008 when it was really 0 degrees, okay? So get ready for a retrograde in 0 degrees in Capricorn and 29 degrees, but also the 0 degrees in Aquarius when it comes back. Be aware of that. Now, in 2008, we had the recovery with the economy. Bank relationships happened. 2012, President Obama supports gay marriages because remember, it also represents law, Capricorn, okay? In 2012, George Zimmerman shoots Trayvon Martin in Stanford to start the BLM movement. The BLM movement is what's questioning police, and police is a form of uniforms and military kind of energy, and that is representing Capricorn. The investigation into attacks of Benghazi, a 6-part report on an investigation of the New York Times on the attack was published on the Times website in 2013 based on months of investigation and extensive reviews. Investigation, first of all, is very Pluto, just so you know, okay? It's going to investigate. It is a fixed energy. It's going to get into the details of things. And it was about the attack on Al-Qaeda, and they are an international terrorist group. And this article came out. I don't know much about that, but I want you to understand that. 2013 BLM organization starts. Which will later we know it helps to fund the police. Okay, protest with Wall Street. 2014, about 100 people gathered in a vigil and marched for Eric Gardner. Again, BLM movement. 2014, Eric Gardner is murdered by the police. Oh, and July 17th, he was murdered, and July 22nd is when they did the protest. Massive protests erupt in Ferguson related to the death of Michael Brown. Again, the BLM, which represents Pluto in Capricorn. 2016, Britain votes to leave the European Union. Brexit. Huge energy. You talk about people leaving, groups leaving, a big organization, and changing an old structure. Russia interferes in the U.S. presidential election. You're talking about politics. Pluto will be in Capricorn during the election day, November 5th. Everyone, understand, wake up. Sometimes when I speak, sometimes it could be a monotone, and I want you to wake up because we have a very important announcement. Pluto will be in the sign Capricorn during election day, which is November 5th. What happened during Pluto and Capricorn? Russia interfered, so they say, Russia interfered in the U.S. presidential election. Let's see what happens with this election. Okay, I will do a detailed video on that. Okay, Donald Trump wins U.S. presidency in 2016. And if anyone understands the difference between Donald Trump and him winning versus some old politician, and he's old, but you know what I mean? Like the standard of a regular politician, like Mike Pence. If Pluto wasn't in Capricorn, Mike Pence would be winning. But Pluto was in the sign Capricorn. So Donald Trump, a reality star, a mogul who has his wife, who I don't know where his wife is from, but you know what I mean? He's got this whole image of Versace, and he wins. Okay, so you have that. What else do we have? 2018, we're still Pluto in the sign Capricorn. I just want you to understand, we have the Me Too movement, and it fights against mentors and the elder men and these men who you kind of look up with their legacy, and it was demolishing their legacy, okay, their power and their legacy. 2019, the U.S. House of Representatives vote to adopt articles of impeachment against Donald Trump and Trump Ukraine scandals and other controversies. So we get into these corruptions of things, and these little tidbits lets us know, is this true or is this not true? Investigators will find out. The investigators of TikTok will let you know. Now, COVID-19 restrictions. COVID-19 happened, and that was interaction between Saturn and Pluto. We'll talk about that. Okay. 2019, you had the restrictions of COVID-19 causing the great stock market crash since the Great Depression. Again, another Great Depression discussion and society breakdown across the world. Will we get more depression discussions with Capricorn in a sign, with Pluto in a sign Capricorn? At the start of the pandemic, homes spent an average of 62 days on the market, with just 19% of homes selling over asking price. Prices of homes went up. Okay, here we go. 2020. Okay. We're getting closer to the end, but I just want you to hear the themes of Capricorn, Pluto in the sign Capricorn, and how it's affecting, and what we can have the last closing of it. Okay. Breonna Taylor dies. George Floyd dies. BLM goes against the police. Defund the police rallies happens. From the beginning of 2020 to now, the median sale price rose from 7.5% in the housing market. Watch it, okay? And then two, I was personally trying to buy a home, and I put 20 offers, okay, on houses, lost them from all cash offers, which is a huge organization. And that was also discussed during this Pluto in the sign Capricorn, and people being aware of who are buying these homes. Well, all is cash. Okay, fake news by Trump. That also, you're talking about a traditional way of getting news, and now that's changing how people get their information, and then that a little bit tips into the sign Aquarius, but people are into podcasts or into YouTubes, and yes, anyway, 2021. The Taliban returns to power. Ethiopia's civil war worsens. The global democratic erosion continues. The United States, long the champion of democracy, saw its peaceful transition of power disrupted for the first time in history. January 6th. Insurrection. They call it an insurrection. Okay. I would need to define that word, but because I don't know exactly what, let me look that up. It says a violent uprising against an authority or government. Okay. Was it violent? To a lot of people, it was. To a lot of people, it wasn't. To a lot of, I wonder if we'll get some information on that, on what is the truth. Okay. To a lot of people, I remember Pence being in a room and being locked in a room with a bunch of people, and they were terrified. That's what the media showed me. And then over time, you see that police officers were just letting people in, and they were kind of even giving them tours. So, there is that. 2022 turmoil rocks British politics. The country whose empire once spanned the globe had 3 prime ministers in just 2 months, and also lost the world's longest monarch. Boris Johnson, government resigning in July to protest the seemingly endless parade of scandals, corruption. He agreed to resign. So that happened. The trio of crisis buffet Pakistan, political, economic, and climate crisis wrecked Pakistan in 2022. In April, Prime Minister Imran Khan lost a no confidence vote, and Parliament continued to streak in with which no Pakistan prime minister has ever completed a full 5-year term. Latin America moves left in politics. Changing the system, moving the group, doing one thing one way and doing something in a new way. The organization BLM, the corruption of BLM, the organization, not the movement, all their finances and statements in support of them being Marxists. Which we'll also get into that. Aquarius energy. So that is what we have when Pluto was in the sign Capricorn. Let us all understand. Okay. Now, Pluto Pluto and Capricorn, and we'll read the Sabian symbol. Okay. So another book here. Actually, let me put my phone over here. Actually wrote it down, paraphrased it a little bit, not paraphrased, but just summarized it for us. And the Sabian symbols, we have to round up because it's 29 degrees. So we round it up to 30 degrees because it's not exactly 29 degrees. And so the Sabian symbol in 30 degrees, this gets very juicy. Okay. A secret business conference. A secret business conference. Keyword opportunity. The theme. Executive sessions. The symbol speaks to politics and the determination of individuals to control the course of events. Who is controlling? I don't like being controlled, y'all. Okay, but someone's controlling. Resolve important issues to politics and alliances. The image of secret businesses conferences are behind the scenes meetings. What is going? And how did the Sabian symbol know that Pluto was involved here? But there are some secrets happening with the Capricorn. Alludes to the power play or an attempt to determine the outcome of some situations by quietly and cleverly manipulating persons and resources at hand. So what do we have to look forward here to? Do we have to look forward to the government making some secret meeting and deciding things for us? Will we ever find out? The emphasis here is psychological insight. Remember, this is a closure. So maybe it will be revealed, the secret meeting, a keen understanding of human behavior and tactical maneuvering. Now, the positive for the individual, okay, is that at the highest, as a symbol, represents strategic planning and extraordinary administrative skills. Now, the negative is that someone is going to be abusing power. Do not abuse power. There's hidden agendas and taking unfair advantages of others. I'm going to tell you how Kamala plays a part of this soon. Oh, you guys, look, I got distracted. Look at my lipstick. I have my new lipstick on, but I added a touch of red lipstick and it gave me this. It would be great for fall. Anyway, and it's Anastasia, by the way. Now your greatest negative, hidden agendas, taking unfair advantage of others. Now, the opportunity here is that your greatest advantage lies in keeping your plan to yourself until you are ready to take in action and put it in action. If you haven't released it, don't tell nobody. Okay. Now, the risk is guard against placing your personal desires above the best interests of the group. Don't try to manipulate others or try to others to achieve your end. Okay. Here's some stepping stones, meetings. Here's some other words. Okay. That's just thrown in. Meetings, conferences, consultations, associations, allegiance, parlay, congress, assembly, forum, discussions, administrations, politics. What are they going to be doing? These politicians, okay? Planning, maneuvering, hidden agendas, power plays, and background. We will discuss. And the reason why I say Kamala and not Trump is because Kamala has it going in the eighth house. Okay. That's more of a mystery. Trump is not really, well, there is a hidden aspect. I will get into that in a minute. So let me tell you some Pluto and Capricorn historical facts. Okay. Pluto going back from Aquarius to Capricorn. We had the Star and Stripes flag arrived, the U.S. Declaration of Independence, slavery was outlawed, stock exchange was founded in Britain, Captain Hook claims Australia and New Zealand for Britain, an industrial revolution begins, like I said earlier. Now, it enters back into Aquarius November 19th. So we don't have any of this to worry about. We should be closing and we should be ready for Aquarius energy, just so you know. Now, I just want you to understand that Uranus and Saturn are the rulers of this Pluto entering Capricorn. And Saturn is also the traditional ruler of Aquarius. So Uranus is in the sign Taurus, and Uranus is, the unpredictable energy, and that is the ruler of not Capricorn, but that is the ruler of Aquarius. So you expect the unexpected when it comes to your resources, and it will also trine Pluto while Pluto is going through all this. So that's positive. Unexpected prizes will be great for this, or being different and being flexible, and the future and technology that works with Pluto's transitioning and changing all this energy. And I'll pull up the chart in a minute. Saturn is in the sign Pisces. Now, Saturn is the traditional ruler of Aquarius and Capricorn. And this is where we get more into the predictions, right? And Saturn represents karma, lessons, challenges, time, boundaries, steady, discipline, and commitment. And it has a negative aspect with Pluto. And Pluto, Saturn's in a sign Pisces, and Saturn in a sign Pisces, first of all, could be deception, lies, disillusionment, like you don't know what's going on, illusions, movies, films, okay, the glamour of it all, secrets and mysteries. Just heads up, with the planets transits to different signs, things become really strong and intense. So I have that in my little heads up. So we do need to understand that this ingress is going to be intense and strong, and for the collective or for individually, and I think more for the collective. And we also need to understand the retrograding of remembering, reassessing, and repeating themes. Okay, I'm going to pull tarot, and then I'm going to get into the horoscopes. I'm going to talk about the politics, the aspects. I'm going to bring the chart up, and then we'll talk about America, because I'm American. But there's a reason why we're talking about America, Kamala, Donald Trump, and then we'll do the horoscopes. Let me pull some tarot on. First of all, we'll do the tarot on Pluto in a sign Aquarius first, okay? And I have my Bohemian Tarot. I like this deck, one, because it's people of color. I resonate with it. But it doesn't mean that it's not for you if you're not a person of color. It doesn't matter, okay? It's just that why it's one of my favorites, and also because it's a large card stock. It's huge, okay? So I love that. Okay, so first let me talk about Pluto in the sign Pluto in a sign Aquarius, what we are seeing now. A lot of friendships happening with Pluto and Aquarius. That makes sense. A lot of friendships. Let's see what else with Pluto and Aquarius, and planting a seed for the long run is what we're going to get. That is what I have. A lot of friendship, a lot of support, a lot of collaboration, and seeds for planting seeds in the long run. So maybe with the group, maybe with the friendship, maybe with the Democrats or Republicans, and wherever you get your support, there is going to be seeds planted for the long run. Now, let me talk about Pluto in the sign Capricorn, what we're about to see. A lot of relationships and a lot of compassion when it comes to relationships. Everyone needs to use their emotional intelligence. They need to use your intuition, okay, when it comes to Capricorn. Depending on Pluto and using it as a structure, and Capricorn is a structure of some sort, right? And when it comes to that, we need to use our intuition. We need to focus on our relationships as well, okay? Now, that is what we have for the tarot. Let me talk about the aspects. And I'm actually going to bring the chart up. Getting better at this, you guys. Look at this. Getting better. Okay, so now here we have the chart. And let me make my notes a little bit bigger here. Okay, so now I just want you to understand, and it doesn't matter what house is in, but Pluto, and this is currently, as I'm filming this, August 29th, Pluto is whatever is going to touch, it's going to amplify the energy of powers of that planet when it interacts with them, okay? Anything Pluto interacts with. When Pluto is in aspect to other planets, those energies with, then we get obsession qualities, power struggles, power struggles could be good or bad, the need to find a deeper meaning, depth, right? Intensity and willingness to explore and examine besides just the surface level, okay? So now I just want you to understand a lot of these planets, as I am filming this, are at 29 degrees or close to it, right? So 29 degrees. Mars is even getting edged to the end here. Mercury is getting closer. Mercury moves really fast, okay? Now Uranus is also at 27 degrees. There's a lot of endings and closures and final stages here currently right now. So we got Neptune, Uranus, and Mars, okay? And this sucker's going to be moving fast too, because if we just go a week, then we get in there, okay? So that is what we have there. I want you to be aware that there's a lot of closures. Now, well, let me actually take it to the actual day here, because that's currently now. So we're going to go to the 1st, and actually, I don't know what's the time. Let me go to the time. Here we go. Around 7-ish p.m., then we have Pluto retrograding officially in a sign Capricorn. And if you look, it's going to quincunx Mars, okay, in the sign Gemini. And that's going to be September 1st. Okay, that's at night. And we may be feeling it a little bit longer. Okay, because it's like a 1 or 2, yeah. Okay, so we're going to be feeling it for a few days. So either that day or the next day, okay, there's going to be uncomfortable, stressful announcements. Going to be really fast. Mars and Gemini, really, really fast. A lot of information. Maybe you could be dealing something with the youth, but we're also dealing with that Capricorn and transformation. Some corruption, something is going to be revealed, okay? And it's going to be very aggressive, but really fast, okay? Gemini is very fast, and it's going to be regarding secrets, regarding maybe a leader or a corporation. Everything that I discussed traditionally, or time, father figure, everything that I discussed earlier about Capricorn, that Mars is going to come in and make it very uncomfortable. If you're dealing with yourself personally, you trying to achieve things when it comes to healing could be very uncomfortable. There's some tension there, okay? So that is what we have with the Mars. Mars and Gemini is about action, communication, quick decision making, and that Pluto and Capricorn is going to focus on deep, slow transformation and control within established systems. Friction between the need to have swift communication and the requirement for strategic and thoughtful transformation. There may be a challenge in aligning one's immediate goals or desires with long-term restructuring efforts required by Pluto and it being transformative. Now, listen, you have that aspect, you have that part. Prediction wise, I would think that this is also going to be some announcement, okay? Some shadiness, something that we're not going to quite like, okay? Now, also to Pluto for a good minute while Pluto is in a sign, is going to be sextile Neptune. That's positive. I wouldn't say it's overwhelmingly positive, but it does help us, right? And if you use this energy, it will help you. I'm talking about if you use your intuition, which the card did say to use your intuition, spirituality, and collective empathy. Use compassion and love, regardless of what's going on. If you use that element, this is going to work for you, this Pluto in Capricorn, because it deals with restructuring social norms and power dynamics. And when you have Neptune involved, right, deep healing and transformation, merging practical, grounded change with spiritual insights and compassion. Okay, so merge that, involve love, add compassion, make sure your intuition is involved. Okay, that will help you with this whole. If you're not listening to the advice is just being said. If you use this energy, it will help you. They're both at 29 degrees. That will help you. Okay, I mean, and if we go a month from now, where is my Neptune? They're still very close. It gets a little separated, but at the beginning, that is what you want to use. Okay. You want to use this energy of intuition. Okay. And I do pull cards more weekly. Okay. Now this Pluto is also going to square. This is currently when it enters 29 degrees, and over time it would change, but it's also going to square Chiron. Okay. Chiron is in a sign Aries. So confrontations with personal or collective wounds around authority, leadership, and the exercising of power, there may be a need to face those fears and those insecurities around taking control, around asserting yourself, around being a leader, around challenging the status quo, around being brave and courageous and doing things for yourself and an individual. This is going to be a challenge. And there may be a fear with that. And this is going to stir up something with that, with the healing. This could be with the collective or you individually yourself. Now, it's going to trine Uranus. And I said that earlier in the sign Taurus. Now, trining Earth, tangible things, money. So the money may not be a big issue. This may be more about corporations and more about establishments and more about leaders and politics. But deep transformative changes can work harmoniously with innovative ways or forward-thinking approaches to your finances. Since we're closing here, this might really help us. Okay. If you are dealing with finances or banking, all this stuff is going to help us be different. It makes me think of the crypto. Maybe something like that will come for the collective, particularly in a financial sector. Could be dealing with some modern systems, changing into the future, social media, social influencers. Maybe they will be more upfront with their secrets. That could be happening. People who are social media people who are social media influencers and their finances, some power could be given to them. Let's see who's going to be more powerful that day. This is already you're already kind of feeling it. So yeah, that would be working. Integrate. Oops, sorry, I kicked you guys. Integration of old with the new, fostering progressive change that builds onto solid foundations. Also, that is what we have once it enters. Okay, so now if we move on to the 12th, then we see this semi-square and it becomes more potent. It's already happening. Okay, a semi-square to Saturn. Okay, this is when it is officially a semi-square. Okay, and semi-squares are not great. Okay, not as powerful as a major aspect like a square or opposition, but there's stress here and it's similar to the square aspect. Okay, so there is some tension, friction, and the need for adjustment. And what is the ruler of Pluto is in the sign Capricorn, and what is its ruler? Saturn. Okay. And this is when the government and establishment and the structures and the corporations really hits the head. We're already feeling it though. It's already coming upon us. It's applying mean that the aspect is currently happening, and it's getting closer and closer and closer. It's not separating yet, but this is the day that it will be officially upon us. But we are already feeling it. So there is some tension or friction, and there needs to be an adjustment. And it's something that's very secretive, or there's illusions, or there's what is the word when they conspiracies. Whenever I think of Pluto, I think of conspiracies. You guys, I have all my lip products. Look how I get distracted. I have all my lip products here. Anyway, and I'm getting them out the sun because now it's getting sunnier. Yeah, but be aware of that. Pluto related to Saturn in the past, COVID-19. Okay, so whenever we have Pluto and Saturn involving each other, we had the COVID-19. Okay, Pluto and Saturn conjunction. Yes, that was COVID-19. Okay. World Health Organization officially declared COVID-19. Now, the World Health Organization, that would be an organization as like, is there corruption here? Is someone paying someone, meaning the medicine? Is it paying the pharmaceuticals? Are they paying the organization? Maybe that will come back up. Okay. Death, global economy, mandatory curfews. Oh, a lot of people dying. Global economy was done. Mandatory curfews, quarantine, policies implementing worldwide trade regulations that was having a problem, forced layoffs in businesses. We all lived it, okay? All that was happening, and then that BLM deep state unrest as many became aware of the racism and police and the structures and the laws. I mean, there were areas that had no laws. What was that in Minneapolis? I don't know where that was, but you had all that. So you could be feeling a sense of unpleasant, threatened, fearful, or feeling that something bad is going to happen. Okay. Impossible to stop or prevent, to decay or decline. Hard labor, oppression, the psyche, unyielding force, meeting unstoppable resistance. Transformation is happening in a form, in a structure. Transformation and form. Transformation and corporations, a transformation in buildings. Okay, I'm giving you the keywords here, because the hard labor and the obsession or the oppression of the psyche, that was very COVID. But I'm giving you the keywords of Saturn and Pluto, if I didn't say that. Okay, so yes. Okay. I was thinking, but I'm going to be appropriate. Okay. Tension between transformation and structure, thirst for power and control, steadfast and change, death and regeneration, fear of losing control, heart and power struggles. This is what we have anytime we have Pluto interacting with Saturn. Okay. Insistence on what is old or age, a virtually obsessed with or what is conventional and long-standing, massive problems with authority. Okay, so get ready for that, you guys. That's what we have going on. Okay, conflict between practical reality and spiritual lessons, revisiting old patterns and karmic lessons, bosses trying to control you, governments trying to control you, authority trying to control you, police trying to control people in uniform. Okay, the trash men out there trying to the people fixing the streets are out there telling you what to do. Just telling you. Forced to break down and rebuild, challenges in implementing structural changes, inner conflict and self-doubt. That is the singular one, right? Inner conflict and self-doubt. Reflect on power dynamics. That is what we have on that semi-square. Now, September 21st gets a little more positive. Okay. September 21st, we have Pluto in 29 degrees, and it's going to trine the sun. That is the ego. That is us trying to achieve something and work related in health. That gets positive, and you see Mercury is conjunct and it gets a little bit closer, but the power and the power, okay, the sun and Pluto getting together is major power in a positive way. We won't have to do work for that. And then on the 22nd, here we have that it's going to be 0 degrees. Okay, so we'll pull it back a little bit, but we have here that is going to square Venus. Okay, and when it squares Venus, you know, us trying to get support, power and support, relationships, someone trying to control you in a relationship definitely could be happening. Trying to control you within a team, because this also could be your team. And it's not attracting, it's not working best. There's conflict and challenge with that. Okay. On the 25th, while Pluto is retrograding in the sign Capricorn, it's going to trine Mercury. That's very positive, right? Anything that hits the 29 degrees is going to affect it, right? Remember, we still have this. Use your intuition. But when it's trining Mercury, great ideas. Power in ideas, power in speaking, being motivated to speak and transform and get some healing through words. That could be happening. And then on the 12th of October, is when we have the next aspect happening for Pluto. And on the 12th of October, it's going to square. Do I have an October 12th? It's going to square Mercury. And when it squares Mercury, wait, what? Oh, wait, is this square Mercury? Hold up. It's time for me to eat, y'all, okay? But it's going to square Mercury in a sign Libra. When it's squared, there's challenges with our words, and power. People of authority are probably saying some things. There's intense words being said, okay? Secrets being revealed that we don't want to be out, and it's going to be either dealing with law or the power of law happening here, or balancing and harmonious, and it just gets intense. Okay. Not the best for us. We don't like that. On the 16th, then on the 16th, what do we have? Oh, sextile. Now this is positive, but you got to do the work. So your support, which you naturally attract, you might be getting some money, child, because that Venus in Scorpio, you might get the taxes that you pay. Maybe you overpaid and they're paying you back. An inheritance of some sort that could be happening there. But just that makes me think of money. On the 22nd, on the 22nd, we have it squaring the sun. Yeah. Okay. The power and the ego is going to get bruised. Okay. Especially if you're dealing with some early Libra placements. Okay. Or some Capricorns. Yeah, but it's going to get bruised. We're not going to like that. But just so you know, that is what's happening. The ego gets bruised, your power, someone's trying to control you or your true identity. Or you can't give birth to something that's going to give you some control, or you'll be very obsessed and jealous over someone. Okay. On the 1st, when did it go direct? Remember, it goes direct October something too. So it's not retrograding anymore. But then on the 1st here, and this is the last ending of the aspects that I see on the 1st. And I do still want you to understand that it still has that semi-square going on. And Saturn is retrograding while all this is going on too. But on the 1st of November, it will be opposing. It will be opposing Mars. Here we go, y'all. Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. What's the scenario? Well, Bo knows this and Bo knows that. And what Bo knows is that Mars in Cancer of your safety in home, and then too, Mars eventually will be retrograding too, but in the sign Leo, and it will be coming back here. But we have this opposition of you cannot see between how you achieve things, and Mars is already walking in circles. Okay, Mars in Cancer, it don't like being in Cancer, so you already not coming forward up straight, but now you have this opposition with the government, home versus work. Okay, you have that going on. It will be sextile Mercury, so you can speak clearer if you use your words wisely and think appropriately when it comes to power and your secrets and your mystery. However, something with what you're trying to achieve, it just can't see eye to eye. Okay, I want you to understand that. Look at this placement here. It's going to be feeling this all the way, and then it's supposed to be leaving, but we're still, let me see, when it goes to the 19th here, all the way we're going to have this opposition with Mars until a little bit, even when it hits Aquarius. But trying to achieve things against power cannot see to being letting me power is like not seeing eye to eye with what I'm trying to achieve. Okay. Or there's intensity, unnecessary intensity could be happening. So that is what we have. That is what we have for the collective. Okay. So now let me tell you about America. Okay. Let's pull up America's chart. And we're going to also pull up what we have current transits. Okay. And we're going to pull it all the way to the second, right? I'll do the third. Okay, so now this is America. America. It had its Mars returns, a little aggression when it comes to words in America. Okay, but most importantly, it has, when Pluto is in a sign Capricorn, it has a Pluto return. Okay, now remember I told you whatever Pluto touches, whatever Pluto touches causes some drama here. Okay, causes some intensity. The United States of America reaches Pluto return again. It reaches Pluto return in 2022, but now it's coming back up to it. Okay, marking a profound period of transformation, upheaval, rebirth of the nation, bring about significant changes in national identity, political structures, economic systems, and social justice. Transformation of national identity. Did I say that? I said that already. Power struggles and political upheavals. We're redoing it though. We've already been in here, but we're redoing economic restructuring and financial challenges, reckoning with historical legacies. What is the legacy we have here? It needs to change. Okay. Rebirth of nation and structure and institution. Global. Ooh, you know what it makes me think of? The economy. I didn't have this in my notes, but the economy and how America was on top, but it's like, are we losing our finances? Okay. Global influence and power dynamics. Pluto stirs and activates whatever the planet is aspecting. We said that, right? And now it's aspecting itself. So it simplifies. It's a time when forces inside America pushes for a major change and renewal. This is big for America, and it has been big for America. Okay. Could be a period of illness with America. Because we do have this purging and releasing and purification of the old and the, not the old, well, yeah, Capricorn old, but just the toxic energy is more what I was thinking. Could be a period of illness, and America has repressed it so long that the hidden impurities can't linger anymore. It's got to be released. Okay. Long-term resentments, long-term irritations is now brought to the surface. That is what we have for America. America. Okay, now let's talk about Miss Kamala. Miss Kamala. Okay, stop singing it, yo. Okay, it is time for me to eat breakfast. I eat a late breakfast, you guys, and currently it's 12 o'clock. So 2 o'clock is the hanger. Okay, but we're not there yet. But the mental thing is getting distracted. But we're gonna do Kamala real quick, okay? So let me put up Miss Kamala, and yes, I want you to understand what's going on. Okay, I know I have her covering her chart, but I just wanted to put this up here because, you know, why is not? Remember the Sabian symbols, though, about secret meetings. Okay, well, Miss Kamala has Pluto in her 8th house. That causes me to be suspicious. Okay, that's why I'm saying that Kamala might be involved here. The ruler of Capricorn is Saturn, and that's sitting in her 10th house of career in the sign Pisces, which is also some secrets here. Okay, hidden stuff. Okay, sitting in the 10th house of self-image, and hers is in the 9th house of publishing. Her Saturn is in the 9th house of publishing in the sign Aquarius. These both big doozy things here for her. Okay, when it's in Capricorn, when it's in Aquarius, it's affecting her. Could be good and bad, but just affecting her. Okay, yeah, but this is the global energy and publishing to the world and being adventurous. Okay, her philosophies. Now, Pluto is at home in the 8th house, but when we have it, that means that there could be death, some resurrections, major transformations. People might die around her. Occult infrastructures, a partner, a spouse, her party, the campaign, the resources, something with their shared resources. Either she's getting more of it or she's not. It's retrograding. So let's see how that it's revisiting. The eighth house also indicates money we receive on a loan or through government grants or other forms of assistance. It could be an inheritance that she could be getting. She could be getting some healing. There could be the death of some power. Okay, I don't know. Or death of a father figure. Biden is her elder, and Capricorn represents elders, mentors, and fatherly figure. Could this, Pluto was the god of death, and the eighth house is one of the areas of the chart associated with death, activating a death wish of some sort or ending of something or someone. Okay, I'm trying to say it without saying it, but she may feel depressed. That could be happening too, or find herself trapped within her own personal hell. That could be happening. Secrets and mysteries or government things, fear of abandoned by a partner or a party or a partner. Okay, anger, destruction. Also early fears and complexes lurking in the deeper psyche. This is the house of intimacy, emotional and spiritual union, the house of other people's values, what we value. Okay. And this is the house of what we value, is not what she values, what we value. Also, there's some esoteric themes. Okay. Now, it's going to be squaring her moon in Aries. Oh, that is the emotional self about the self. Okay. So, areas of emotions and past patterns, emotional trauma could be emotional trauma regarding intimacy. Okay. Activate deeply ingrained images and patterns left over from her childhood, which is some issues here I've explained in several videos. May need to seek therapy. Something from how she experienced from her mother as well could be a theme. Because her mom passed away. Someone told me. I don't look anything up. People just tell me in the comments. The moon is one of the astrological signifiers for the physical body, and the body itself can go through many changes, especially for women. Okay, and she is a woman. Maybe problems with feminine organs could be happening, the womb or her breast or her menstrual cycle or her menstruation or pregnancy or complications, something dealing with the womb, and I'm touching and the breast. Or it could be the opposite with women's relations, right? What or maybe a relationship with her femininity could change. Some people could associate her as being a strong woman. In a negative light, this is a weak woman. Insecure woman. Okay. But also this is also could be dealing with abortions. Not saying she's getting abortion. I don't know what her age is. I don't know her mental state. I'm just telling you everything that it could be involved. This could be a discussion of, and it's not great. Okay. But let me see what else I have here. Change, some women associated. Okay. Abortion, unwanted pregnancies. Fertility for sure. Okay, is what we get, especially with the birth of, right, and the structure and maybe you know I think of like Planned Parenthood, and it's not working. Okay, with birth, and she's trying to work with this, and there's some power struggles here. Emotional power struggle could be happening, maybe obsessed with someone, or themes of moons, like she could be obsessed with her mother and her past. She could be obsessed with a mother figure or a safety or her home or her roots, her ancestry, and it may not work for her with power. Okay, or maybe America. Now it's going to sextile, which is great if she uses this energy. It sextiles Mercury and the sun. Mercury aspects could bring study and research of intensity and passion, and the mind needs something to be stimulated, and she will be stimulating herself mentally with this campaign, right? Learn more about hidden things and secrets and mysteries. And again, that just makes me think of what's going on with that Sabian symbol with her. So that's 2 for her. She's got the Pluto of secrets in the eighth house. That's double whammy in corporations, and Capricorn does represent politics. So that Sabian symbol seems like it hits her more than anything. It will hit us all, but there's something there. Also, her Mercury is in the sign Scorpio, so that is about secrets, and that's also associated with that eighth house. What else do we have? Pluto empowered to whatever it touches. So Mercury is not only associated with the mind, but also the speech, writing will get better, communication will get better, her speeches will get better. Yeah, so her talking and the news, maybe the news with her will get better. Change in power, this will also could represent, because it's dealing with the sun, opportunities in power, assume authority in others, best with the groups with like the Democrats. Communication is stronger and has more power. Intellectual energy and power can keep powerful secrets. With her son added, right? Her basic sense of identity, the old ways, change into a new way. No longer valuing what she used to do. Maybe there is a new way of doing things, far as how she structures herself and her ego and what she presents to the world. This can also exaggerate the sun's quality in Libra and her team, which could also represent the Democrats. Pluto deals with extremes and brings out the very best or the very worst. So her being a female, is this good or bad? Her being very harmonious, is this going to be good or bad? Her being surface level, do we want more? Do we not want more? Her not being problematic, maybe her being a lawyer, is this good or bad? She was a lawyer, that could be brought back up. Can exaggerate the sun's quality in Libra. So let's get ready for that. Also exaggerate that, but it's sextile, so I don't think it's bad. I just think it will exaggerate it, and she needs to use it for the best of her abilities. Pluto deals with extremes and bring. Okay, I said that the sun represents her power, her assertion, her self-expression. She could become more aware of the need of her identity and own her right, rather than slowly defining herself and people close around her. And her relationships could be getting better. I want to point out that I think that Miss Kamala, okay, needs to step it up with her public image. And I think this Pluto transit might help her. Hold on, let me drink some water and then I'll pull the tarot real quick for her. So let's see what we have for Miss Kamala. Let me mix these cards up. And the stomach is growling. It's been a long video. We getting into it, okay? Okay, let me pull the card for Kamala with Pluto. And oh, yeah, she's sitting on that throne. She's the queen. She getting stuff done. Sitting there with that Capricorn. Everything I said is going to work positive for her, okay? She's in the bag. She's getting the money. She's getting the support. It's all good for her. Now we need to talk about Mr. Donald, the Trump, okay? Let's get into Mr. Trump and see what he's going to bring to the table, how Pluto and Aquarius is going to affect him, not Pluto and Aquarius, Pluto and Capricorn is going to affect the Trump. And let's see what we have here. Now, as far as Trump, Pluto goes back to his sixth house, okay? This is where we get concerned, okay? Because Pluto represents death. Pluto, Capricorn represents death. This house represents health, okay? So this could be death of a leader, because Capricorn does represent leader. Health is concerned here. Pluto, the god of the underworld, brings that what is buried beneath. Like if he has any health issues and he's not taking care of them, oh, well, guess what? Pluto's going to take care of that, okay? It may erupt. The ruler of Capricorn is sitting in his eighth house, which is also secrets. Secrets of co-workers. Secrets of health concerns. Sitting there, okay? 16 degrees. Let me see, 16 degrees, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Home and safety, America. My spidey senses thinks this could be a secret of America too. But I'm thinking it's something regarding his health. Something like maybe he has like a past history of health issues and there is secrets. But this could be a physical breakdown. But Capricorn is in that eighth house of endings, and Pisces is ending. Also, his Saturn is in the 12th house of endings. Okay, death and endings. Just I'm concerned about his health. If I didn't say that, physical breakdown. Can't ignore any health concerns. Physical rejuvenation. Maybe there's changes at work. Okay, we'll be more optimistic. maybe this is a change about work. Okay, Pluto marks a time when the old and has to go away, and it's on Capricorn, and the new things need to come. So this could be leaving a job. I mean, I don't know what job he has, but other than running for president, but tension with people with his work. Maybe there's tension with his bosses, maybe tensions with employees, maybe someone he looks up to who's older. There could be tensions with that. Yeah, but changing of the job, mysteries of his job revealed, mysteries of his day-to-day routine could be revealed. The sixth house asks us to make adjustments and be more refined in our lives, and make sure that the order of day-to-day is changed. If he has a pet, maybe the pet's going to die. I keep saying death because this is what I think. It's retrograding, and Capricorn represents death. Pluto represents death. Okay, but there could be a transformation of something old, and he needs to change it to something new. The sixth house also is associated with routines and rituals every day. Nature of Pluto in this house can make a more simple task something that is more great of importance. So maybe when he gets up every morning, maybe now he's going into spirituality. That could be happening, and he's praying. If Trump has a pet, I said that could be a thing. Now, this is also opposing his planet Venus, which is representing support in America. Okay. Also, Cancer. Cancer, no, Saturn in a sign Cancer is opposing those two things. So, transformation in relationships and emotional connections. Venus is linked to three basic things: life, fears of life, relationships, creativity, and values. And now you have Pluto changing that sucker. It could be changing his secret life. Some secrets could be revealed. A lover of some sort, okay, who is a Cancer, or a mother of some sort. It could be revealing creativity. I don't know. Maybe something creative he did is not seeing eye to eye with the powers that be. His values, what he values. America is not working with what he values. Secret enemies, the support of his secret enemies. Maybe a lover is a secret enemy. Pluto transits Venus could stir up difficulty issues in his support with his relationship with his teams, and he may initiate it, right? There also could be represent an issue with the wife, and maybe his wife has an issue. The 12th house is also hidden things, so we may not even see what's going on. Okay. Challenges with balancing of power and vulnerability, challenges in balancing power. Oh, wait, am I showing? I am so sorry. I had him up the whole time. Trump has such an ego that he was taking over his own chart. But yeah, there's Pluto in the sixth house opposing his stuff. Okay. Yeah, but this could be potential transformation and healing and growth, but he can't see eye to eye. Okay. Reevaluating your values and his self-worth, endings and beginnings in love, and maybe endings and beginnings with his support system. And there's challenges in that. Again, secret love affairs. Let's see what happens if that is the case. What Saturn this shows our weakness. Okay, Saturn shows our weakness and our vulnerabilities. Okay, it's in a sign Cancer, so he has emotional insecurity, fear of rejection or abandonment. That could be a thing. Issue with self-nurturing, need for emotional boundaries. The subconscious, he has subconscious fears and insecurities, challenges with solitude and being alone and isolation. Yeah, I think he needs to tap more into his intuition and spirituality and God, and learning to surrender and let go. Fear of emotional exposure, healing some family wounds, developing inner security. That was just Saturn in a sign Cancer in that 12th house. I just wanted to discuss that. Why? Well, there's some issues there. There could be a hard lesson here, and there could be a breakdown. Trouble with authority figures regarding jail. This could also be a thing for him. Could also represent, again, the ending of something. Okay. Could also represent, well, Saturn is the ruler of Aquarius and Capricorn. So it rules the house of health. This is the house of health. Also rules the house of relationships and his open enemies. Okay. Could someone be dying who's his open enemy? It could be happening. Okay. Also could be representing law. Again, there is some law here in jail. That could be a thing, or again, his health. Okay. So that is what we have for Mr. Trump. I'm going to pull a card for him. And let's see what the Trumpster has in store for him. Okay, so I got a better picture for Kamala than Trump. You see his elbow is off and it's affecting my outfit. Let's see what we have for Mr. Trump. The king of machetes. This guy is going to be speaking, speaking, talking, talking, talking. Okay, so let's see if some secrets are revealed and there's some clarity, and it will be good on his side. Looks like it's going to be positive, but there will be clarity in words. You know, that sixth house, which I didn't mention also, is formatting communication, because the sixth house is associated with Virgo. The ruler of Virgo is Mercury. So there could be some organization and analyzing that could be very clear. And he's revisiting that. He's like, I have some truth coming out, and I'm better with my words. Maybe that could also be happening. And that is what machetes. And was it the king? The king. The king. So that means some real truth speaking. Okay. He might be revealing the truth of something. And let's see what that truth is going to be. That is what that card represents. I love to see it because I love to know everything. Okay. Now let's get into the horoscopes. I'm going to do this fast. We's gonna do this fast, okay? I want you to understand that this was more about the group and not the collective. So I'm going to not even break this up. I'm going to just give it to you really fast, okay? I want you to check your sun, moon, and rising. I might not do the time steps for this because I just want you to know anywhere Pluto puts itself, there's going to be intensity. There's going to be transformation. There's going to be a rebirth, okay? There's going to be healing. It is a cleansing, okay? And we have to repeat it. Now, my Pluto, for me, I'm a Sagittarius rising. Before you get into your horoscopes, I just want you to understand mine is in the second house of finances and self-worth. When I have Pluto in there, I mean, finance is up and down. I a lot of money all the way straight down to no money, okay? Had all that. The resources were so expensive that I was shopping and I had help, and I did not even have to wash my own clothes. I did not have to clean my own house, okay? Down to I was recycling cans, okay? To just get a little $20, okay? So I just want you to understand the expansiveness of what this happens, and a lesson of material value. Me and materialism has changed completely. I did say that I did pull the tag off of this. Yes. However, I am very aware now, and the lesson is going to teach me again how to be more aware about my materialism and finances. And I'm older, so the lessons are easier now that I'm older. But of course, this happened since 2008. Okay, so anyway. Okay, so whatever it is, there's going to be a lesson, a transition, a cleansing, a purging. Get ready for that. I'm excited. I love Pluto. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Aries. Aries, this is going to be in your 10th house of career and public image. Pluto retrograde in 10th house encourage you to reassess your career, your long-term goals. You may feel a push to transform your public image, redefine your ambitions, or let go outdated professional aspirations. This is a powerful time to reflect on your structure and authority figures in your life and how they shape you. Now we have the sun. This is about achieving things. You are going to give birth to something. It's very positive for you. This is great for you. Great for your career. Use it to your advantage. Be very bold and be very courageous. Okay. Now, Taurus, we have it entering your 9th house of beliefs and higher learnings. With Pluto retrograde in the 9th house, you may experience profound changes in your beliefs, your spiritual outlook, educational pursuits, higher education, school, college. It's a time to explore. Maybe you're going to be writing a book and it's finally going to be published. Philosophical viewpoints could be changing your life direction. Revisit areas of study or consider deep understanding and spiritual practice. Traveling also is with this. And with you guys, you're starting a new journey. I love this, Taurus. Pack light. Don't bring your negative baggage with you, okay? This is something new. It's something unexpected, and you have to be bold and courageous in doing it, okay? It's going to cleanse this energy and start a new journey for you. I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, Geminis, this is going to be in your 8th house of transformation. You have the same as Miss Kamala, okay? But there's transformation and shared resources. Pluto in the 8th house bring focus on deep transformation and intimacy. This transit urges you to delve deep into your subconscious fears, get some therapy, release any attachments that are holding you back. It's a potent period for psychological healing, reevaluating your joint financial matters, and uncovering the hidden truths. For you guys, it looks like you may be losing some money or you may be gaining some money. Whatever it is, you need to have a balance and you need to practice some charity. Okay, be aware of the finances. Okay, I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, Cancers, this is your seventh house of relationships and partnerships. And it's maybe you need to, not maybe, review, okay, cleanse this closest partner's relationship. That could be a partner of any sort, open enemy, okay, business partner, love, marriage, whatever it is. And maybe there's some power dynamic here that needs to be adjusted, whether business or professional life. Any imbalances or hidden tensions may come to the surface. Focus on transformation with these connections and create more authentic and balanced bonds. This also is the house of law and contracts, so be aware of that. And there's some powerful things happening there, but this is the end and this is a closure. We have here, there's some heavy burdens for you guys, okay? Regarding your partnership or maybe your partner or your open enemy, there's a heavy load there. It's okay. It's the end of the journey. There's some closure here. Be aware of that, okay? I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Leos, this is in the sixth house of health, work, and routine. You guys are the same as Trump, whether you want to admit or not. You guys are both Leo risings or Leo placements, okay? Pluto retrograde in your sixth house. It invites you to re-examine your daily routines, your work environment, your health habits. It's a period to address issues around control and efficiency in your daily life or with your coworkers or with the boss, okay? There could be a death of a pet. As for you, you may find yourself purging unhealthy habits or transforming your approach to wellness and service. Yes, there is an ending here. There is a transformation happening for you. It's really, really big. Really, really big. Okay. Be aware of that. Really take care of your health. I cannot ask you that. I'm not even asking. I'm telling you, take care of your health. Okay. All right, Leos. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Virgos, we have the fifth house of creation, romance, and self-expression. And when we have this, your romantic life, your personal joys come under scrutiny. You may find yourself diving deep into your personal passions, questioning what brings you joy, what brings you true joy, seeking more authentic ways to express yourself. Old romances or creative projects could resurface and maybe need some reconsideration. Change the perspective, change the way you look at things, okay? Be very spiritual and tap into your intuition. Maybe you need to sacrifice some things here, okay? That is what that card also represents. It's a major arcana, so it means it's a big deal for you guys. I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, Libras. This is happening in your fourth house. Pluto is going to be in the sign Capricorn, retrograding with your home and your family, and it major key in revisiting issues related to your home, related to your mom, related to your past, related to anything that was safety or inner emotional foundations. You might find a need to transform your living situation or address unresolved family dynamics. Are there issues with your mom? This could be a thing. This is a powerful time for emotional healing, particularly related to your roots or your upbringing. Okay. You guys, this is someone, you guys have good luck on your side. Make a wish, whatever the wish is right now, it will come true. We're going to give you time. Okay. So also, this is someone who has a lot. You need to be grateful for the things that you have. This is a very positive card, okay? Be grateful for the things you have during this Pluto retrograding in the sign Capricorn in that family home, okay? Be grateful. Be boastful in a positive way, all right? I will see you guys next time. Bye. Scorpios is in the third house, Pluto in Capricorn. And while Pluto retrogrades in your third house, there is a way to communicate and process information that undergoes transformation. Be mindful of intense obsessions, thoughts, and consideration of how you release mental patterns that no longer serves you. There is also a time for deepening your knowledge and rethinking how you share your ideas. This also could be something regarding an older sibling, because we're dealing with that Capricorn, something revolving your community. And how you travel every day. Be aware of that. There's the strength card. There's Leo energy here. Be very courageous, be very strong when it comes to communicating. Be very courageous and compassionate when it comes to learning, compassionate with the self, okay? Use your words in a bold way, but yet in a very compassionate way. Okay. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Sagittarius, second house, okay? Focus on financial security, personal values, and self-worth. I discussed this at the beginning of the horoscope, but this transit might bring a reevaluation of your material possessions or money-making strategies. You may find yourself questioning the true values of your life beyond just material aspects, okay? This is a time to really check your finances, really check and budget and think long term with your finances. Okay. We have the Page of Cups. You may be getting a message, and it may be in regards to a relationship of some sort that will help you with your finances. Maybe a young water sign is going to come and teach you something about your finances. This is also the beginning of using your intuition and actually thinking about love and starting a relationship with the love of spirituality instead of these materialistic things. Okay. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Capricorn is going to be in your first house, of course, Pluto and Capricorn. And this is all about undergoing a deep transformation of your self identity and personal appearance. It's a period of introspection where you may feel drawn to redefine yourself from the inside out. Allow yourself to release any aspect of your identity that no longer resonates with your true self. Okay, Pluto in the first house is very powerful of self. Use that power, and also, check your support system. It's not just about the selfish you. Don't be too obsessed with you. Also, use your friends, your female friends in particular. Okay. Yeah, it's not all about you. Pluto in the first house makes you obsessed or maybe more into the self. And maybe that is one aspect. However, it looks like you need to balance and you have a support group. All right. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay. Aquarius. Placements. This is in your 12th house, and the subconscious fears, dreams, hidden aspects are your psyche. This is a profound period for spiritual growth, releasing past karma. You may need solitude to process and transform deeper energy and that intensity. And when it comes to healing, go to solitude and help with the unseen parts of you. Okay. Whatever you work on now, the seeds will be planted now and it will be shown later. You reap what you sow also. You reap what you sow. Okay. Whatever it is, it's being planted now, and it's going to come and show itself of power when it comes outside of the internal, externally. So really take the time to be patient and persevere with this power of solitude. All right. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay. Pisces, this is your 11th house, and this is dealing with friendships and community dynamics with your social circles and community engagement come into a focus. It's time to reassess your friendships, that group dynamic, that team, that affiliation, and think about your hopes and this is also, maybe there is power in science, power in astrology. Maybe this is also power with the future, okay, or a transformation for your future. You may need to let go of connections that no longer align with your evolving vision. You guys are losing sleep and you're having anxiety, okay? This is no bueno. This is also the 9. This is the ending of the sleepless nights, okay? Maybe Pluto is sitting there. Actually, let me look at the chart. Pluto, let me remove for all my Pisces. Hold on one second. Because I don't like leaving Pisces hanging. Pluto, and okay, so the sleepless nights looks like that Neptune. It looks like that Saturn in that actually let me show you. It looks like the Saturn. Can you see that Saturn there? Why is that doing that? Sorry. Saturn here, and remember we have that semi-square there, and it looks like you're losing sleep here. Remember, you want to use your intuition. It always works with you. Now, if you're having sleepless nights, I just want to encourage you to use an oil, an essential oil that helps you fall asleep. Vivitar, I don't know if I'm saying it right, that works for me, and lavender. Also, take all electronics out of your room. Take that out of your room. Maybe you want to have like sound bowls before you go to sleep because you're a Pisces, right? You need something ethereal, something that is like not tangible, more spiritual energy, and help you with your sleepless nights. I want you not to operate in fear. Get out of the fear. Use the powerful energy. Use the strength. Pluto is about digging and getting deep beyond the surface. I wonder if you're having dreams too that are nightmares. But I want you to get beyond the surface of this, these skeletons, and purge it, because that will help you too. Also, you're living in fear. You feel like you're trapped. You feel like you're imprisoned. This is all in your head. Get out of your head, okay? These two cards, I'm being very patient with you because I want you to understand the importance of this. I don't like to leave anyone hanging. This is mental energy, okay? This is not necessarily what's real. She's covering up her face too. She's not looking at what's real. This person is blindfolded, and this person is trapping themselves. And these are also mental things. This is all in your head. So I need you to get out of your head and think more logically. That Pluto and Capricorn is going to bring some grounded energy, and it helps you think more logically. Let me pull. Let me see what else we have in this chart. 1 second. Think more logically. Let me see. Pisces, we got the Neptune, we got Jupiter over here with communication. Yeah, I want you to communicate things that are more grounded and more positive, and get more information on how to be grounded. Okay, you have this Jupiter here. You can obtain some information. Jupiter is a traditional ruler of Pisces, so you can get more grounded information by learning how to deal with this sleepless night. That's what I would do. I would do some research on that. Okay. Yes. I hope you guys, it all resonated with you. I hope you got something out of it. If you guys, Pisces, if you need more, hit me up. You can DM me. I don't know. I don't know if you do that on YouTube, but yes, that is what we have. This is a 2-hour video because I really want to give you guys the best of the best and give you all the information regarding Pluto and Capricorn and Aquarius. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you love this, please thumbs up. I did this for free. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.